gentlemen, welcome back for a new episode of The Commissioner's Report, a CGI Madden League podcast. I am your host, the Commissioner, the game _836, or excuse me, the _ game 836. I'm messing up my own damn screen.
It happens.
What in the world?
Players fuck up too.
I am your main commissioner of the CGI Madden League. And this is The Commissioner's Report, a podcast brought to you by the commissioners of the league. I am joined by both of my co-commissioners. To my right, the Solution 113.
What's good, fellas?
What up?
Yo.
And then to my left, Mad 88 Titan Thanos,
Fellas.
the
what's
longest
up?
name on the commissioner board.
Absolutely. It was necessary.
He did it on purpose.
It was necessary. It took me a long time to come up with my PS4 name.
Did it really?
Yes, it did. I know exactly what I was doing. I was like, I don't know what to call myself. And then I was like, comic books. Then I came up with that joint. And this was before the Avengers was coming out and shit like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You an OG.
Yeah, something like that.
I got you.
They love to throw around the word OG nowadays.
That's the hip thing, man.
Absolutely. Everybody ain't OGs, though.
If you want to follow us, you can follow us. You can follow the CGI Madden League and keep up with everything league related at CGI Madden League on Twitter. We also have a YouTube page. Our YouTube page doesn't have much on it right now. We got each episode of the podcast so far, which would be 2 full episodes and then a half episode, which we called a commish report short. I'll get to that in a second.
Sure.
So yeah, you can follow us on our YouTube page. We are Clutch Gene League on YouTube. Hopefully we'll have more different types of content down the road, but we'll get there eventually. And then of course our podcast is on Podbean, podbean.com. You can find us, Clutch Gene Intel, on podbean.com. We also are featured on mymadden.com. Mymadden.com is our stats website where all of our stats are tracked for our league. So if you're interested in seeing that, you can visit us at mymadden.com/league /LG/CGI. So I said I would get back to that. So last Wednesday. This is exactly a week ago. We're recording this on a Wednesday night here. Last Wednesday, we came and recorded episode 3, volume 3. Excuse me. We call our episodes volumes.
There you go.
We recorded volume 3, and it was a awesome episode. You did a great job. I thought. Yeah, it was awesome.
It was fire.
Flowed very well. Very conversational. We had hit a couple of different topics that were really hot at the time, and were obviously related to our league. Then we got into some sports stuff, this, that, and the other. We did an interview with our CGI 32 bowl champion. Well, I guess 31 and 32 bowl champion.
Yeah.
At the time, he was just the 31 bowl champion. Now he's 31 and 32 bowl champion. But we had an interview with Devin of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then at the end of the episode, silly me, I forgot the podcast beds, the music beds that I usually use. I forgot the flash drive that I had them on at home. So I went to record some new music beds off of like YouTube or some other generic website. And after I recorded them, I went to delete the file where I was done with the music with.
Right.
But I didn't have it selected. Unfortunately, I had the podcast audio that we just recorded selected, and I deleted it.
It happens. Honest mistake, but hey, we back at it.
Players mess up too, man.
Yeah, right.
It is.
Players mess up, so thankfully it's one of those situations where we learn from our mistakes. I've already saved every file already. I got backups ready. So we're not going through that again.
Never
again.
Sometimes you just gotta make the mistake once. That's it.
That's all it takes. Make the mistake once. Yep, and you learn from it. So out of respect to give rest and peace to episode 3, which is lost in the abyss forever of the internet. We will call this volume 3.5.
Let's go.
Just to give that perfect episode it was. It's due diligence. So today's lineup, we're gonna get into our State of Madden 20 topic of the week. We got one topic this week. Last week we had 2 topics, which were 2 pretty good topics actually. I think in that, again, that lost episode, we talked about what was it? We talked about how we turned superstar abilities off in our league.
Right.
And we had a pretty good conversation about that.
Absolutely.
Again, we're not going to revisit that because it's lost forever. So It is what it is. And then the other topic we talked about was, I believe it was the death of the pass game. The death of the pass game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right. And we had another good conversation about that.
Right.
Just talking about, how Madden 20 has kind of just made the run game very core this year, more core than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Mainly to do with some bad gameplay tactics or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why the run game is so lively. But
The ultimate juke move.
yeah.
Ultimate
When
juke
you
move.
make superstar abilities and juke moves and things just take over the game.
That's crazy.
It doesn't make sense.
So those are topics we covered last week. This week we got a new topic for you, so we'll get to that in a little bit. We'll recap season 32 again. We did that on our previous Lost episode. We recapped season 32, but we'll go back and we'll go through it quickly. We'll talk about our off season. We just had the 2022 off season. We had the draft, of course, free agency. We ran through preseason as we always do, and we're already into our fourth season of Madden 20, which is the 2022 season, the 33rd overall season of CGI across the lifespan of 5 Maddens. So yeah, we'll talk. We'll just recap the off season quickly, and then we're gonna introduce a new segment, the CGI Sports Den.
Like it.
Yeah,
That sounds like money.
Doesn't it sound
Right.
official?
That sound like
sounds
money.
real official.
It does. It does.
It should
The
be
CGI
sponsored.
Well, it should be sponsored. We should get like a sounder for it or
We
something.
definitely will. We
We'll work
definitely
on
will.
that.
And it's so crazy because it happened organically.
Exactly.
It
We
did.
just literally just started talking.
Organically, last week we just were
just
randomly
started
talking and it worked. It fit in the podcast perfectly.
Unfortunately, it was mainly about the Cowboys, but
Hey,
it was still a good
hey,
conversation.
what better way to start it
nonetheless.
off than to talk about Dallas Cowboys?
I
You know what I
guess.
mean?
I suppose.
Luckily, maybe that's the reason why it got deleted.
Probably so.
Not at all.
Maybe.
Not at all.
God was telling us
It
something.
was
Not
meant
at
to
all.
be. Yeah.
He said, y'all
would make
better
a lot
than
of
that.
Yep. So yeah, we'll dive into our new segment, the CGI Sports Den, where it just gives us a chance to talk about some real life sports outside of the game of Madden. But first, like I said, let's get into our State of Madden 20 topic of the week. So I sent you guys this topic last night and hope you had some time to think about it. I already know Solutions are a little fired up about it. So
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm excited for this. The load up mentality. Now you ask, what do you mean by that? Some people might know without me explaining, but the load up mentality, it's something that I think all leagues suffer from, except for maybe some of those like super professional leagues like
Right.
Madden Bomber League and stuff like that. But it's when you have guys in your league who are literally turning on their PlayStation to play their scheduled game and then turning off their PlayStation.
And that's it.
And that's it. The load up, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey, when can you play? Oh, I can play now. Load up.
exactly. It kills
That
me.
mentality, the load up mentality. I want to talk about that and how the load up mentality often is affecting team development.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I bring that up is we have and again, like I said, it happens in a lot of Madden leagues. It's not just something in our Madden league. And we have 2 Madden leagues. We have, of course, our main league, CGI Madden League, but we also have our, I guess, jokingly people call it our D League. You know, whatever, sure.
Essentially,
It's our sister league,
Sister league.
our
Yeah, I
little
won't
brother
call
league.
it D. I won't call
Yeah,
it D.
D League sounds
Sister
kind
league.
of wrong.
Yeah.
I think it sounds kind of like belittling. I would call it our sister league, CGI Gridiron, which is ran by former CGI commish Red Boy Lightning, as well as our boy Train,
My man Train.
and McDizzle,
Okay.
and Dream
Diz-
Kid. They're the
okay.
4 commissioners of that league.
Kid a commissioner?
Yeah,
didn't
he
know
just
that.
recently
Didn't
accepted
know
the
that.
commissioner
Oh,
role
didn't know
because
I didn't know that.
a couple other people backed out.
EA Kid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only fitting.
Yeah.
Only fit.
Only fitting.
He run shit anyway.
So they have the CGI Gridiron League, and then of course we're all in other leagues too, where we see this all the time. But basically, you have these teams that you notice they're always in the, let's say, the top half of the draft. I won't even just say top 10.
Right.
We'll just say top half of the draft.
Mhm.
Sometimes they may have a 5-11 season. Sometimes they may have a 3-13 season, or sometimes they go 0-16 Patriots.
Yeah.
So,
Yo.
That's
Hey,
terrible.
you know what? Hey, that's my guy. You know what? I'm not going to shit on him because he looked out for me. Let me just
I'm
say.
sorry, I'll edit that out. But sometimes you have those teams, and sometimes you notice those teams aren't getting better.
Right.
You know, you would think, oh, okay, well, they're always in the top half of the draft. They're getting pretty premier talent,
Quality
this, that, and the
players.
other. Why is their team overall not jumping up, you know, let's say 4 or 5 points every season or so?
Mhm.
I think people not putting in the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us in the Madden League, I mean, we know how to develop our teams.
Right.
Plus, we put in the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you look at the Patriots, I mean, his team should be good. I mean, he didn't have top draft picks
Right.
year in and year out. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a team that started good.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's the main thing too.
But I
Started good.
really think he just doesn't play enough. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And then when you don't play enough against people who our league is consistent,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much everybody's consistent in our
Mhm.
league. So when you're not playing, it's people that's getting better, and you're still very stagnant. You know what I'm saying? In your position in Madden. When I was the Jets, only reason why I got better was because I kept playing consistently,
Right,
and I
right.
didn't give up, and I kept playing. So I think you just have to keep playing. You know what I mean? And you have to look at your roster, see the makeup of it. It matters when you have a pass coverage linebacker in certain areas, a run stopper.
Right.
Like, I'm learning now with the way the game is made, load up at linebacker, run stoppers.
Mhm.
When I'm in the draft, I look at it. You know what I'm saying? If the
Mhm.
junk got a C- or
Right.
something, not for me. You got a B- I can work with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and it just depends. So, got to put in the Madden hours. You know, grown men, we got to put in the Madden hours.
See, and another thing too, a lot of people don't put importance on developing the talent that they have. They just let the guy sit there. They may have a young talent and they don't put him as a focus player. They just have it. They just expect the guy to just, I guess, upgrade on his own or whatever the case may be.
For instance, we was in the chat last night, and who were you asking? They had a running back that they weren't starting, that they should have been
Yo.
starting. And I know it's not the
But
Ricky Arnold dude, is it?
It is the
It is the
Ricky
Ricky
Arnold.
Arnold.
He is bugging. Like, when I looked at the
I was
joint,
disgusted.
I was looking like, yo, he's not gonna start the
I
rookie.
threw my phone. I literally I read it. I said, "What is this shit?" And I threw it.
Like,
I was
yo,
disgusted.
Like, start that rookie, build him up, because that rookie is a dog.
He is,
Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So,
The-
and
the-
who is he starting over him?
I don't even know this
Naeem
guy.
Hines.
Who is that?
Naeem Hines is former Colts running back. And
Come
he's-
on,
And
man.
that makes it even worse. He played for the Colts.
You know what I mean?
They don't-
Like,
they don't have
come
running
on,
backs.
come on. We got to do better.
So
But
the instance, just to give context, the instance that you're talking about is we had a situation in chat last night where the Bengals owner was playing his game against the Patriots. It's funny. We talked about both of those teams just now. They were playing their game against each other, and the Bengals had a stream live, and one of the guys in the league noticed. He was like, how come you're not starting Ricky Arnold? Ricky Arnold is the number 7 overall draft pick of this past draft.
I thought he was top 3.
No, he went number 7 overall. He should have went top 3.
Hey, I was about to draft him at 2.
He should have went top 3. But basically, everybody saw this guy's combine numbers and said this is a generational running back.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Dog.
Yeah.
a dog.
He's a dog.
Yeah,
Fast
and
and
fast
have power.
Has power.
And
And 21
powerful.
years old.
and only 21 exactly. So when we saw that the Bengals drafted him, it kind of made sense because the Bengals didn't have a running back going into the offseason.
Right.
They did sign Naeem Hines, but you're thinking, okay, Naeem Hines is a third down scat
Right,
back.
right.
That's cool, whatever. And he drafted this running back. So everybody's thinking, okay, wow, dang, he got the next big thing. He's
Mhm.
already got this beast quarterback that he drafted a couple
Right.
seasons ago.
Yeah.
You know, okay, cool. Things are looking up.
Mhm.
And then everybody noticed that Naeem Hines was getting more carries, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he said, we're splitting carries. I'm splitting carries with my running back.
You don't split carries. You don't split carries with your rookie running back.
Man.
You feed the ball. You feed him the rock.
Especially if you draft him at number 7.
Number 7
Gotta feed
overall.
him
You
the
don't
rock.
split shit with
You got to feed him the rock.
He's the premier running back.
Naheem comes in when he's tired.
Right.
You know,
Pretty
and
much.
When you say tired, dark red.
Dark red. Yeah. It does. He should get about maybe 8 snaps.
But again,
Maybe.
and answer user that he's getting better and he's learning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He'll learn, and if he continues to bench him, I will slide in his DM and
Right.
find out what's going on with that guy.
Put the GM cap
You know
on.
what I mean? You
Pretty
know?
much.
Let's get the talks
That's how
going.
you do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But and you want people to get better. Like
You do.
understand what I'm saying? But even with me wanting them to get better, you don't want to tell them all the secrets either.
That's true.
Because it is a science to it.
Oh,
like,
it's
how you
science,
build,
right,
for sure.
and stuff like that.
A lot of the stuff I found out on my own just
Me
happened.
too.
It just hit me like, oh wow, this whole time I've been doing it wrong.
Absolutely.
I could have been doing this and that. So it's a learning thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah.
Ant's been at it for a minute, but whatever. That's neither here nor there.
Well, it's just I think the thing that bothers me is just there's all these features within franchise mode
Mm-hmm.
as far as team building,
Yeah.
whether it's free agency, whether it's doing trainings to
Mhm.
develop players, making players focus players,
Mhm.
doing practices within the training mode, just
Absolutely.
messing around in the lab,
Right.
getting a
Yep.
feel for your team.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously there's access to trades, draft picks,
Yeah.
combine numbers, and all this stuff. And there are people in our league and in other leagues who don't pay attention to that stuff.
Not at all.
And they don't ask questions about that stuff.
Not
They
at
just
See,
they just schedule their game, play their game, and go on about their life.
like Wakanda said, you got to put the hours in. It's not just, okay, I got my team, play my game, turn it off. You got to set your depth chart. You
Yeah.
got to know what you have to have a plan going in.
You just said it. Set your depth chart.
Mm-hmm.
That's a major thing.
For sure.
And people will go into the game fresh off the season after the season just started,
Right.
week 1, and not had even touched their depth chart.
Nah.
And they just got their third string cornerback starting at safety
Starting
because
at
they
safety.
didn't fix their depth chart.
Or their
you
number
know?
one receiver returning punts and kicks. That's how I
Yeah.
know you ain't really
Nah.
looking at your depth
Yeah.
chart.
Nah, but again, we are Madden heads. Like, you know what I'm saying? I learned a lot just paying attention to y'all. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? Learning.
Yeah.
So it takes time.
It does.
It takes time. And then some people aren't going to put in the time. They
That's
just play
true.
it for fun.
That's
like,
right.
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know for all of us, a majority in CGI,
Mhm.
become extremely competitive.
Mhm.
So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody cares about winning the CGI Bowl. Like, you understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And now our sister station, I want a Gridiron Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so it's one of those things where it's like, it is what it is. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because the Patriots got a squad. Like, he got some pieces on the squad.
It does. I really, most of the teams in our league are pretty good for the most part.
For sure.
I mean, even,
Right.
we were just talking about how the Chiefs team
Yeah.
kind of fell apart,
Mhm.
unfortunate circumstances. We're not going to bash anybody for it or whatever.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
the Chiefs team obviously was one of the best teams to start off.
Exactly.
Now the team is the lowest ranked team in the league at a 73 overall because
Right.
it lost a lot of free agents and this, that, and the other. And
Mhm.
nobody's really been trading for it and all that stuff. You have a team like that. Even with that, they still have Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
Mhm.
They still have Tyreek Hill, McCall
Mhm.
Hardman. If when somebody comes in and takes that
You
team
can build
over,
around that. Yeah.
there's stuff to build around it
Right.
with.
Yeah.
You still
Most
got all
definitely.
your draft picks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's things you can do. There's still some tradable assets if
Right.
you want to blow the team up even more and get some
Absolutely.
more draft picks.
Mhm.
There's things you can do with that team. So I don't think there's no absolutely like dead on terrible team in the league. But
Yeah.
there's things and signs of I guess incompetence when it comes to
Right.
your team could be so much better.
Right.
These
right.
players could be so much better
See,
if you would just do the little things. And
a
that's
lot of
all it is.
people-
It's just a little thing.
a lot of people aren't as savvy as I think they should be for the time that they've played Madden.
Oh yeah.
I like to think of myself as a savvy, and you guys too, as savvy general managers. We always try to find. I don't just go after star players and starters. I look for, like in free agency, people throw those crazy bids on star players.
Nope.
Never. I go look at depth. I need a backup tight end. I need a backup linebacker. I need people for special teams. That type of stuff matters, and a lot of people don't really focus on that. They focus on the names and the attributes and things like that. But you got to fill your roster.
They see
Yeah.
that 94 overall in free agency and they go spend
And they
$100
go
million on them.
Crazy.
But is
Right.
it going to make your team take the leap?
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
signing a big name free agent. Yeah, it's cool if it's going to allow your team to make a great leap.
Mhm.
If it's not going to make your team make a great leap, you're wasting money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And your time. For
Yeah,
real.
for sure. So
And-
it's one of those things that if it ain't like a big name, like an Aaron, again, Key Cogs, Aaron Donald,
Right.
Khalil
Yeah.
Mack.
Like those guys aren't going anywhere.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right.
So
They
like
should,
that's,
at least they shouldn't.
absolutely.
They
Yeah.
shouldn't.
You know what I mean? Well, J.J. Watt was just a free agent.
True.
Now, they'll be like,
I was
well,
hoping you were going to bring that up.
but no. Here's the thing. People are looking like, well, he getting up there in age.
Right.
I got him in gridiron. Trev gave him to me.
Mhm.
He is still
Oh
a
yeah.
beast
He's still gonna make noise. Yeah.
on the line. Like he cannot be guarded on the
You
line.
got-
I don't
you
care
gotta
what
know
his
what you're
rating
doing.
is.
All right, guys, can we move on from
All
JJ
right,
Watt, please?
sorry.
My apologies.
Sorry.
former Texan JJ Watt.
Sorry.
Just know that nobody's wearing 99 in Texans uniform.
So then we'll do it like this. You had to let him go because you were being smart with your money.
Correct. Yes.
Got to be smart with your money. So
Right.
it's one of those things. It's like it was a smart move. You did a real live GM move where it's like, we love you, JJ Watt. We got to get young.
Right.
We got to go.
I'm gonna make sure nobody wears 99, but you got to go.
Yeah,
bro.
you know
what I'm saying? So
your money is too much.
It was smart. It was definitely smart. But
and that's a whole nother conversation. Is salary cap usage and management.
and that shit's a beast. This shit.
It's tougher this year because they increased what I guess what players ask for in terms of contracts. They increased what players asked for, but with that they didn't increase the salary cap increments that that the salary cap is supposed to go up every season.
Absolutely.
The salary cap, the league salary cap is supposed to go up a certain amount of money every season to kind of account for, higher salaries and players getting better and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Madden just didn't do it right this year. It's just another unfortunate, thing where EA kind of showed their incompetence and laziness.
Shocker.
Yeah.
So the load up mentality, we hope we hope the guys that listen to this, kind of take this conversation and think about it a little bit.
Yeah.
We want you guys to get out of the top 10.
Right.
We don't want you picking the top 10 draft every season.
We want you to be competitive.
We want you to compete. We want you to, even if you're not making the playoffs, we want you to be playing games in week 15, 16, 17 with a chance.
With
sure.
chance.
With something on the line at
Right.
least, and
It was like go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It was refreshing. I wasn't paying attention to the Dolphins at all.
Right.
And when I was hearing him make noise and stuff like that, I was like, all right, let me see what he's doing.
See,
like,
there
you
you
know
go.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, all right, bet. Let's see what's up.
It is
So,
refreshing. It is
absolutely.
refreshing to see different teams other than the usual suspects jump up into some playoff contention.
Yeah.
And that's
like,
a tough start with the Dolphins, picking that team from the beginning and building it up and actually being
rough.
competitive.
Yeah.
It's very rough.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
And he turned them into a 10-6 wild card team.
That's
Just
good.
like that.
That's
Competed for the division all the way up to week 17.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
Oh, man.
that's what this conversation was about. It was just kind of, again, hoping that some of these guys take it and realize, like, all right, I do need to kind of, if I want to compete,
Right.
I need to
Do a little more.
dive into some more intricacies of
Right.
what it's like to team build and practice and
Yeah.
train my
It's
players.
definitely a method to the madness.
That stuff is important.
Definitely a
Most
method.
definitely.
So, yeah, that's our State of Madden 20 topic of the week. The load-up mentality, how team development is often overlooked. So, good conversation, fellas. So now what we'll do, like I said, last episode, rest in peace, episode 3, we did a recap of season 32, the 2021 season. So we'll kind of run through this real quick. We just recently, when was our bowl? It was
Last
Thursday or
Thursday.
Friday? Yeah, last Thursday.
Last
It was
Thursday.
last Thursday night. Yeah. So, so we had, as far as how the division shook out for last season, and the playoff teams that made it, the Bucks, the Redskins, the Packers, and the Niners each won their NFC divisions on the NFC side, and then on the AFC side, the Bulldogs, the Ravens, the Jets, and the Colts won their divisions respectively. The Bears and the Cowboys took the NFC wild cards, while the Dolphins and the Titans took the AFC wild cards. Some of the season highlights of note: the Cowboys were under new ownership, so we lost B-ball rules 1298.
Yeah.
Our guy Jeff.
Yeah.
We didn't lose him to like death or anything. I didn't mean to make it sound like that, but he had to back out of the league due to personal reasons and stuff like that. So Justin My Bag, who actually started with us as the Raiders earlier this year in Madden 20, he actually had left, but he came back. He's now back as the Cowboys, and he made the playoffs with them. So a good run for him in his return to CGI. The Rams. Dave Cool, once again, 1 game out of the playoffs. How does this keep happening?
But 3 seasons straight.
3 seasons straight of Dave Cool missing the play. Yes, and this is something you talked about last week. You said
it's a division.
the division is just too tough.
It's a tough division.
Yeah.
I don't care what James, Bro Man, myself, what our records look like, regardless of how the records look. those are games you will lose if you don't come and play. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it happens, you know what I'm saying?
And I think I did end up looking through his schedule the last couple seasons, and it really was division games where if he won one or two more division games, he'd have been in the playoffs.
Absolutely. So
those division games really hold you back.
Absolutely. Like James and I, we just, not this past season, but the season before that, until week 17, our game mattered.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's for this season, all of my games, my first 7 games, I have a bye, and the other, I have a bye and 6 games, all division.
Oh my goodness.
I played James.
So you have all your division games played by week 8?
By week 8.
Jesus.
All of my
my
division
Lord.
games would be played. So I have to win, and I just lost one.
Oh
If I lose when I play Dave Cool tonight, I'm tanking.
Why they do that to you though?
Right, like
What did you do to deserve that?
did that happen?
The
Like, you know
Madden,
what I'm saying?
the Madden
hell?
schedule makers are the worst
That's
people
crazy.
ever.
the crazy-
I
That's
want to meet
crazy.
these people.
That's the wildest schedule that I
Yes.
think I've ever seen.
Yeah, when I looked at it, I was like, "Yo, what the hell is this?"
Right.
But it is what it is. We ready. We ready.
Oh,
Well,
man.
my quarterback's not, but
Oh,
everybody
man.
else is.
Yeah, Dave Cool, the Rams. Shout out to you, man. One of these seasons, you're gonna actually make the playoffs.
Solid user. He's a solid user.
He did beat Don Cool again. He just
But here's the thing. Again, matchups. Don Cool, excellent user. But Dave Cool has the team where
Yeah.
his defense is very tough
yes.
to pass and run on. Because
Yeah.
again, he has Aaron
You
Donald
got
in
Aaron
the middle.
Donald.
But the dude, well, you know what makes his defense tough? Aaron Donald's a key cog in this defense. But
Mhm.
dog, that Bama Taylor Rapp,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he just roams all over the field. He can cover, hit. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm
I
saying?
don't even know him.
Like, you know what I'm
I-
saying?
I
Well, he
was
did
look-
good in real life. He was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know
He's
what I'm saying?
in real life, he just finished his rookie season.
He did really good this
he
year
was,
too.
I don't know, second round pick.
Okay.
He's solid.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a
first or
solid
second round
player.
pick
Yeah,
out
I had to look
of
him up.
Washington. Yeah, but
But he has, again, Dave Cool has the type of playing style where
Mhm.
he can beat you. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's not one of those things where it's like he can compete with the best.
Right.
You gotta have your head on straight when you playing.
yeah, he has Don Cool, the Bears number,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
straight up,
absolutely.
just like all 9 digits of it, or all 10 digits of his number. He
Don-
got him.
Don like to run. Dave Cool has the perfect defense. Will stop all that shit. Where
Yeah.
he can put him in the box
Mhm.
and his corners are still covered. Just perfect if Don does a play action or audibles to a pass. Like I'll be watching Dave Cool
Yeah.
and I'd be like, all right, I'm about to pass them. Like, all right, now I see the person dropping back. I gotta run. Fuck, I can't run on them. You know what I
See,
mean?
This
He's tough.
Madden in general, anyway. If you can't run,
You're done.
you pretty much
You're
it's a
done.
wrap.
Yeah, you can't
barbecue
get away with
chicken.
passing all game.
You are done
You can't,
for sure.
unless you just got money plays up the ass. But
Yeah, that's the only way
we
I
won't
see
go
it
there.
working.
Well, we're not gonna get into that.
Oh, but to finish our highlights of the 2021 season 32, the Packers researched a form. The season before
That's not a research. That's not a
Yeah,
research.
He was playing possum.
playing
that year.
possum.
Playing possum?
Yeah.
He be
Okay.
tanking, and he needs to stop doing that. Hey, AJ, I'm holding you accountable. You be playing possum, be trying to get top picks to load up.
Habitual line stepper.
You know what I mean? Yeah, habitual line stepper. That is the perfect thing to
That's
call
what he
it.
is.
A habitual line stepper. You have the Packers, and you're tanking. You should not be allowed to do that. And you're a former champion.
Right.
Well, how many?
two-time champion.
Two-time champion.
Former two-time champion.
Two-time champion tanking? That's unacceptable. You better not do that again.
Terrible.
We're going to boot your ass.
The AFC South almost finished with 3 playoff teams.
Nice,
The Colts, the Jaguars, and the Titans. It all came down to Week 17. Unfortunately, the Jaguars fell short. Jaguars couldn't sneak in the playoffs over the Dolphins, who the Dolphins made a lot of noise last season.
Man, yeah.
They finished
Clearly.
10-6. Yeah,
Clearly.
slid into the playoffs as a 6th seed. Unfortunately, did not complete. Oh no, they've gotten the playoffs at the 5 seed. Unfortunately, they couldn't get past the Colts in the wild card round.
Tough
But
game.
it was good to see again a fresh face.
Yeah.
Raf is the owner of the Dolphins, and he's new to our league. A friend of our guy Julio Shakur, and it was admirable job for him to get the Dolphins team straight. 'Cause
Yes.
the Dolphins team is
That's a tough
the
bill.
number one disaster when you start a Madden League up
Oh,
in
my
Madden
God.
20.
I
So,
think that like when you start up there, like their defense is like a 68.
yeah.
Was Minka gone?
No, Minka
Nah,
was
he
on
had
the
him.
team
He
at
had
the
him.
time. So, yeah,
Lucky
he still
man.
has Minka and all that. So, yeah, good for him. Good for the Dolphins to make some noise.
And he tried to bust heads for Minka all season. And I was like, you lost your mind.
Look, that's usually how it goes.
That's what it
I'm
is.
overpricing
You
everybody.
lost your mind.
Yep. Good luck paying them.
No bull.
And then the former playoff teams, the Steelers, the Orbits, the Seahawks, and the Vikings slipped out of playoff contention from their previous seasons. The playoffs themselves, they went pretty quickly, and we got to the NFC Championship where we had the Buccaneers take on the Redskins.
Great game.
Yeah, it was really good game.
Great game.
Redskins had control of it early. I believe they got out to a 14-0 lead, and then
But watching it, you can tell it was like, why you got to score 2 more touchdowns, and I'll be like, you're fine.
yeah,
You can watch that game and tell Dev with a fucking 91 speed linebacker.
mhm.
Was it 91 or 94?
Oh yeah, it was 94.
94.
Yeah.
94 speed linebacker. You could just tell the tide of the game.
Yeah.
It was changing.
It was slowly the momentum of the game was slowly changing,
Yep.
and it basically really hit the fan when Wyatt threw a pick right before halftime,
Mhm.
and that
and it let Devin get a field goal. He only got a field goal out of it, but
That's all he needed.
that was all he needed.
Yep.
And you got the confidence back from there. He scored a touchdown out of half. He got a 3-and-out after that. Scored a touchdown after that, and the life was sucked out of the Redskins.
I
So
think that was the best, well, at least my favorite game of the playoffs.
it was great. It was the best game.
It
of
was
the
the
playoffs,
best
I
game of
think.
the
Yeah.
playoffs, for sure. It definitely was.
The Jets Ravens game was pretty good too, but it was one of those games where there was a lot of wild plays, and sometimes those games are.
Sometimes they're hard to watch for me.
Yeah,
personally.
sometimes they can be an eyesore. I don't know how you feel about it, Wakanda.
I didn't get to watch it.
You didn't get to
You know
watch
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah.
I came in the chat, and I didn't.
You know what I
even
mean,
play.
though, by those wild games where it's just like 3 or 4 times a game, one of the users is just throwing them up, and he's getting rewarded with
Yeah.
them.
Moss and 3 people. Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. Man.
Yeah, I know. The Millie's gonna go off on us for even having this conversation. Whatever, I don't care.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Get your own platform, and then you can.
oh, damn! Beef like that?
But no, it was a good game overall, but it just had some of those plays in it where it was just like, ugh,
Yeah.
that's ugly.
Right.
Where the Redskins versus Bucks game was very clean.
That was a
the
clean
entire
game.
way.
Yeah.
It was a very clean game the whole way. Couldn't really complain aside from Ronald Jones just running off on the plug.
Yeah.
Fucking Ronald Jones, dude.
Ronald Jones, somebody he had on his bench, and then for whatever reason he woke up.
Yeah,
he was
some-
Like, I'm gonna make you a star, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't ask him that in our interview. We didn't ask him why he went from
Yeah.
Chris Carson to Ronald Jones.
'Cause I
But
would've
Well,
never
no,
done
I guess
that.
it's obvious.
Yes, you did.
Yeah?
You asked him, and he said he needed a little more speed because Chris Carson wasn't fast enough. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because
All right.
remember, we like power backs.
Right.
Some people like speed backs. He likes speed backs. And he found Ronald Jones, and
He showed us he likes speed back.
Yeah.
and he
I see it
is-
twice a season.
Well, because we gave Millie the joystick award. We
Mhm.
call him the James Harden of CGI.
hmm
What would we call Dev? Whose handles is nasty
Ooh.
that we can call Dev? Or has Dev taken over? Oh, is Dev Kyrie Irving? Or is Millie Kyrie Irving and Dev James Harden?
That's a great question.
I would say
Mm.
Devin's stick moves and stick work is a little more cerebral
Okay.
as opposed to like
So then if Dev
as opposed to being finesse. Like I feel like Millie's moves are finesse to
Finesse, and
to
Millie's-
make you look silly.
And Millie's all like
Devin's-
instinct. You can hear
yeah.
him clicking. Every
Right.
time I watch his videos, you can just hear him clicking the analog.
he
the-
has
the sticks.
him and Kid have the best streams for audio purposes only. Like I promise you, they have the best streams.
I had to be in the mood for it, man.
No, listen,
I was
man.
looking at Kids Joint one time, and I had walked away from my phone. I come back, all I hear is, "Oh, motherfucker, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Oh my goodness, what's going on?"
Yeah, you can't watch them in a public place.
No,
Yeah,
you
no.
cannot.
Right.
You cannot. So if he's cerebral, then Dev is Kyrie Irving
There we go.
because he ain't trying to make you look stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
He just know how to boogie.
Yeah.
James Harden's trying to make you look stupid.
Right. There you
Yeah.
go.
That's true.
That's a good way to put it. There you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Bring it full circle.
I like it.
The AFC Championship game wasn't as good of a game. It was actually a rematch of the previous year's AFC Championship game where the Bulldogs, formerly the Chargers,
Yep.
took on the New York Football Jets, and the Bulldogs got their revenge. The previous season, the
Jets
Jets went
got
to
at
the
him.
bowl, and he got at the Chargers at the time, and whew, boy, did the Bulldogs remember that.
Yeah.
But again, EA Kid, he know how to build.
Yep.
So all season he went, all right, these are the pieces. I need to get where I'm missing, get better.
Mm-hmm.
And then kid knows how to execute.
Obviously, it worked.
So it's
Yeah.
nothing against Dizzle because he did all he could. But
Right.
playing kid, it's a different ball game when you get to the playoffs and stuff
Yep.
like that. 'Cause
Listen, man.
he
Be in the
knows-
division with him.
oh my
I did it
God.
last Madden. I was,
Trust me, I know.
it's,
Trust me. Trust me,
Yeah,
I know.
I don't know how. Almost lost my mind. Like, clinically, I was gonna check myself in.
and again, his gameplay is not like outrageous.
Yeah,
Like
No.
he plays
It's just-
simple.
he played.
It's just clean execution.
It's just
Exactly.
clean execution,
Yep.
and he gets the shit done, and that shit is crazy.
Yep.
Man.
Now, unfortunately, that clean execution did not find itself into that bowl game where the Buccaneers took on the Bulldogs, and the Buccaneers came out the game pretty much dominant. I think the Bulldogs went up 7-0,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next thing I know,
Got out of
the
hand.
Bucks were up 21-7,
Yeah.
and
hand.
yeah, and it was just done deal.
It's
from
all
there.
about matchups with the Bucks, man. It's no one who can match up with that team, especially their defense. You got to have 299 speed receivers, 89 speed tight end. You got to have a lot of speed and money plays or something. I don't know. Somebody tell me. Talk to me.
when you have a linebacker like Devin Bush, right? No, Devin White. Devin White.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. Devin White. When you can just roam
Mhm.
with him, literally, you know what I'm saying? When you stand there in the pocket, you got to think before you throw.
Yeah.
Because he's so fast,
Right.
Yeah.
his closing speed is going to get there.
He makes up so much ground.
But
Yep.
motherfucking Via, you can't sit in the pocket long
The defensive tackle,
because
Vita Vea.
Via will get through the
Yeah.
block. He is an underrated He might be the most underrated Madden player on the game.
Yeah, no
I
one talks
completely
about
forgot
him.
about him. Yeah,
Yeah, no one talks about him.
Nobody talks about him, but
yeah.
when you watch Devin games,
He-
Via gets there, and if he doesn't get there, he causes enough disruption on the
Yeah.
line that the other people come.
He'll
Like,
wreck
you
your
know what I'm
game
saying?
plan for sure.
I like, GM time. I had to reach out to some
You
people.
can make some calls.
You know what I mean, not initially, but yeah, because I know he's not gonna trade him. But when you have a defense like that, what can you do?
Yeah.
Well built and all speed. This year, people are building their teams
Yeah.
all on speed.
Yeah,
Speed is winning this year,
Yeah,
which
like-
last year was a year where speed kind of took a back burner,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and power backs were kind of ruling the whole
Right.
league.
Absolutely.
Speed is kind of taking back over in Madden 20.
Like
It
when
has.
the fact when you have linebackers that have 90 speed,
That's what I'm
Mhm.
saying,
like
man. What are you supposed to do?
the tight ends that we're drafting speeds are 73 and 70,
Exactly.
Yeah.
79. Like
It's only
It's
like
nothing to match up with that.
less than a handful of tight ends with elite speed. When I say elite speed, like 87 and up.
absolutely.
It's only
Absolutely.
like 3 or 4 guys.
Now in another league, I looked up and I got Elijah Bynes. That tight end, a dog, a complete dog.
What team is he from?
I drafted.
Oh, you drafted? Okay.
Oh,
okay,
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 okay.
okay.
I drafted. My fault. I
You
drafted.
spoke,
I was
spoke
like,
like
yeah.
it's a real person.
Sorry, my
Who's this guy?
fault. My fault. But I can't mention the other league. But a dog, superstar, X Factor, and everything. But that was like I lucked up.
Right.
Had
Yeah.
a top pick.
They
Had
don't
a
make
top-
dudes tight ends like that, man.
No, and they
They don't.
should. And
Yeah.
they should because tight ends are essential to the passing game. Like you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That you need a good tight end.
We had a tight end that went top 5 in this recent draft that we just did. We'll talk about
Yep,
in a little bit.
absolutely.
But yeah, he was only 78 speed.
78
Is that what I
speed,
looked up?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
70.
trash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like, what
I
can
don't
you
want that.
do with
What are you
that?
gonna
I mean,
do with that?
give me
He's just gonna be average.
Yeah, I need.
And he
an 80
can't run
speed.
block.
Now he'll box people out and stuff like that to make some tough catches. He'll probably make some useful in the red zone, but
Mhm. What about the rest of
he's
the
not
field?
getting separation on anybody.
Not
It
at
just
all.
sucks.
man.
Yeah.
If you're a linebacker, you can put that guy in the middle read or something like that, and the linebacker's gonna keep up with him.
Taking notes.
Yeah.
Mental note.
You know.
Duly noted.
So yeah, so with that victory, the Bucks dominate the Bulldogs. Final score 34-14 in CGI Bowl 32. Coach D-Bev wins his second straight CGI Bowl. He's only the third person to have a two-peat, a back-to-back CGI
Undefeated
Bowl
too, right?
championship. He also was undefeated. I want to say he might be the third person ever to go undefeated. And I think all 3 people that went undefeated also are the 3 people that went, or excuse me, the other 2 people that went undefeated were the other 2 people who had back-to-back
Back-to-back,
championship
yeah.
runs, which
Okay.
would be Doughboy 202 back in Madden 16, and then Dream Kid did it twice. He did it not undefeated, but he went back-to-back in 17 and 18.
Okay.
Got you.
He went
Okay.
back-to-back championships. So yeah, got some glorified air there where Coach D-Bev is joined. So congratulations to him on his back-to-back CGI Bowl championships. And his trophies should be in the mail soon enough.
Nice.
Yeah. So after the CGI Bowl, you have the offseason. You got your re-sign period where Millie is very likely to beg for you to give him some cap space.
Hey, you sneak dissing. Well, you're not sneak dissing, but you dissing Millie heavy on this episode.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's all good. It's all good.
And then you have, of course, the re-sign period. You have free agency. And then you have the rookie draft. And the rookie draft this year, it seemed like a lot of people had fun with this draft. Uh-oh. No, Wakanda? You didn't have fun?
It was, yes. It was fun. It's frustrating when you draft like a person in the third, fourth round, and their rating is like a 68, 71.
This draft was decent for the first 2.5 rounds.
Right.
Yeah.
After that, it was...
I got what I needed in the first 2.5 rounds.
Yeah, same with me. After that, all those people, I think I cut them.
Yeah, it's the ugly part about it is this year EA went about doing a rating stretch to make it to where there's not as many 90 overall players anymore, and there's not as many high 80s anymore. Mm-hmm. You kind of got to really earn your way up there, and there's going to be more 60s and 70s and 50s than there's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
It cosmetically, it looks ugly because it makes you think that there's just bad players in the league everywhere.
Right.
Yeah. But a lot of these 70 overall players are very useful, can have roles on your team, and some of them, can develop pretty well depending on their age, and, their development trait will be nice too.
Right.
For sure.
So it unfortunately, it's a cosmetic thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think these drafts are as bad as people make them out to be.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to appreciate the right attributes on certain players.
Gotcha.
Most
depending on the position.
Y'all taught me that too.
Yeah. And some of it, these drafts are by no means are they perfect. I think EA does a bad job with some balancing.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Solution have always talked about how they used to make power backs, where in these drafts they would make power backs that would be 80, 86, 85 speed.
Right.
And they would have 90 trucking and 88 stiff arm as rookies, but they'd only be 85 speed with 80 acceleration. You can't
85 agility.
Yeah,
so
and you can't do anything.
That,
right. Where a few Maddens ago they would have more realistic power backs where they're 88, 89 speed with a little bit higher acceleration, closer to their speed rating. To go along with those power and trucking moves and stuff like that. So they do a bad job of some balancing here and there. You would like to see some more balance, but I guess they're just trying to make it so that you're not overflowing your league with talent. They'd rather you just overflow your league with superstar abilities.
I can see
and
that.
X factors.
I can see that, but especially for this to be such a run-heavy game, especially this Madden, you would think that Ant got that running back. I don't want every running back to come out the draft to look like that, but can I get something close? Give me a 75 or a 73 overall guy, but he, I got to build him up, but he has the trucking and the speed necessary to succeed on the field. You making dudes with 85 speed and 80 acceleration, you can't do anything with that. He's a fullback.
And call him elusive back.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And receiving backs.
That's the bad thing too, is they miscategorize some of these guys too, where it doesn't make any sense.
The running back he got was Arnold. He was categorized as a elusive.
Yeah,
but he's clearly a power back.
He's clearly a power back.
He's a power back.
Everything about his attributes scream, "Oh, this is going to be a premier power back."
And you can look at his weight.
He just happens to have speed.
Right. 6'1", 235.
That's a power back.
Imagine a elusive back being
how are you elusive being that big?
That's crazy.
That don't make sense to me, man.
Derrick Henry, elusive back.
Right. That's pretty much what they're saying.
So we had the draft in our top 10 teams, I guess our top 10 picks. First overall, Andrew Church went to the Patriots. He was 80 overall quarterback. So it's good to see the Patriots get a quarterback, finally replacing Brady. I believe last season they had Jimmy Garoppolo and was splitting time with Jarrett Stidham. Garoppolo threw 26 interceptions, only 5 touchdowns. So it was clear he needed a quarterback, and hopefully he's got one. Hopefully, he hears what we said earlier in this podcast and sticks to him and develops. Because Andrew Church should be the next great thing at quarterback. A number 2 overall pick was our own The Solution. He had his Panthers and took free safety Chester Kennedy. Tell us about Chester Kennedy.
He actually is a safety that can hit. Something that I have not seen in a Madden draft.
Nice.
Hit power in a draft?
Exactly, 85 at that. He's on the slow side, 85 speed, but I'm not really tripping off that. That's cool. I was going to get the running back that the Bengals picked up, but I got Nick Chubb, so I didn't really need him.
I about to say, so Nick Chubb was like, I don't need to trade him. I can just get the
Yeah, because what I was going to do is try to get Chubb off for first. And it's hard to do because everyone has a running back now.
Inside the mind of a GM.
Let's get it.
Everyone has a good running back at this point, being that it's the 4th season. So I was going to try to get the running back, move Chubb, and then later on in the draft, pick up a safety, which I really needed, but didn't work out that way. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
Smart move.
Well,
Smart move.
You got the safety that you needed and
Yeah.
you wanted, so I think it ended up working.
Yeah,
out
I'm
for
happy
you.
with it.
And you get to keep Nick Chubb.
Yeah, that's always good.
Absolutely.
Number 3 overall, the Lions took the top wide receiver in the draft, wide receiver Keenan Garrison.
Really
He
good.
came in at a 77 overall. He's like 6'4". He's like
Mhm.
91 speed. He's
Really
sick.
I like him.
Yeah, he's going to be awesome. Number 4 overall, the Chiefs took tight end Manu Flores. You know, he ended up being a 77 overall, which is great. It just the speed rating is disappointing for you know, a tight end that's taken that high in the draft. Yeah, it's a little disappointing, but we'll see. Though we got a new ownership coming in to take over the Chiefs. Maybe they make, you know, maybe they make Manu Flores into something special. We'll see. Maybe make us eat our words a little bit later down the road. The Bills came in at number 5 overall in the draft, and they took middle linebacker Isaac Thibodeau. I was actually considering taking Isaac Thibodeau. I ended up being the 6th overall pick, and I was considering taking Isaac Thibodeau. Basically, my draft night came down to I'm either taking this middle linebacker Isaac Thibodeau or I'm taking this cornerback Sean McLeod. And
you're happy.
Luckily, yeah, he took the middle linebacker right in front of me, so it made my choice easier.
He made the choice
I didn't have
for
to.
you.
Yeah,
that corner nice.
I hope he moves him to outside linebacker because he has a middle linebacker, very good one.
Yeah, I think
unless he's running
he did. He actually did move him to outside linebacker. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a starting right outside linebacker.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, 6th overall, the Texans. That would be myself. Took cornerback Sean McLeod. The way I looked at it was, you know, I'm not usually often a top 10 pick. Hopefully, I'm not making it a theme to be a top 10 pick.
Tell me about it.
I would like to not be a top 10 pick again. If I am, you know, that means things went bad. But when it comes to CGI, I don't know how it is, and I guess it's kind of similar in other leagues, but I've been in CGI more than any other league for the most part. And CGI values cornerbacks like no other league I've ever seen.
You have to.
You have to. You do. You do.
Cornerback and O-lineman are
are
the biggest positions.
Absolutely. Cornerbacks and O-linemen, if when they touch free agency, they get paid the most out of any other position.
Yeah.
Wide receivers don't get paid anywhere near as much as corners or O-linemen do. So and me personally, I've never had the opportunity to develop a young drafted cornerback of the potential caliber that this cornerback had, which was speed, height, jumping, coverage abilities.
He a beast.
Literally everything.
You posted him in the chat, and I was like, damn, you
don't get that often, man. That's a good combination.
So the way I looked at it was a once in a lifetime chance to develop this kind of a cornerback, and I'm glad to add him to my defense. So
nice.
Should be fun building him. He's only 21, of course, so that's great too.
Even better.
Yeah,
even better. So you got like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
He's good to go.
It's gonna be great. So looking forward to using Sean McLeod and growing with him over the next couple of seasons. Number 7 overall, the Bengals, as we talked about, he took halfback Ricky Arnold. Again, everybody saw his combine numbers, and we just knew he was going to be a once-in-a-lifetime back.
Surprised he fell. I was surprised. I expected him to go.
He could have definitely been a top 5 pick. The Bills probably should have took that chance.
If I was the Bills, I would have definitely did it because I don't know who their current running back is, but he's not
Aaron Jones. He's using Aaron Jones from the Packers.
All right.
Well, easily replaceable.
I would have drafted.
Absolutely.
And I didn't think linebacker was his top need. Yeah.
Absolute need.
Right.
We have a pick that high.
Exactly.
You have to go like,
you gotta
where am I going? Where I need a burst at that position.
Well, Ricky Arnold could have definitely been that burst. But instead, he went to the Bengals, which the Bengals came in, like I said earlier, the Bengals came into this offseason needing a running back. And they got him. So hopefully he gives him 30 carries a game.
No splitting carries.
None at all.
The Cardinals were in the top 10. They were the 8th overall pick, and they took left tackle Leo Wooten. He was the best offensive lineman in the draft at 80 overall. The Broncos came in at the 9th overall pick and took the best defensive tackle of the draft. Michael Jacobs came in at 78 overall. And then the Seahawks got the best middle linebacker in the draft with Will Barber at number 10 overall. So pretty good top 10 class. And then I guess just to kind of give some notes about the rest of the draft, the offensive line was pretty deep this draft. There were 4 star dev guys. There was a superstar guy. I think there was, I want to say it was a total of 11 or 12 guys over 70 overall. So pretty deep O-line draft for the most part. I know you got a couple, Wakanda, right?
Yes, I
did. You got 2?
I drafted 3, but 2 of them are already starters.
Look at that.
And they're going to be right.
Look at that.
For the next 5 years, my O-line.
Go ahead and trade one to me.
Yeah, the one that's on the bench, you can have him.
Okay.
He's yours.
Absolutely.
It was also a star-studded cornerback class. Again, 4 star development guys in this draft, 2 superstar development guys in this draft. 15 different cornerbacks were 66 overall or higher. So I thought it was a pretty good cornerback class as well. Everybody got a hand in getting a cornerback. The one that the Bears took, Victor or something.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That was
he was really good.
When did he got him?
He took him at like 27.
Yeah, that was a good pick.
And I think what scared people was he ran a 4.53.
Don't matter.
He ended up being 89 speed.
That's
not bad. I'd
cool
totally
with me.
take a starting corner with 89 speed with the coverage skills that he had.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Man. And then the Titans got a really good one too, which is the 2nd year in a row. And I don't understand how y'all keep letting corners fall to the Titans. But whatever. We'll let that go.
It's beyond me.
Overall in the draft, there were 7 total superstar dev players and then 40 total star dev players. So that's a pretty deep draft.
Pretty
with
deep.
A lot of
40
star development guys in the draft. That's a lot.
Did not know that.
Yeah. So
I got 2 of them.
Yeah. So
I got a couple too on my O line. The
Well,
2 of
shoot.
them. 2 of them
Look,
stars.
That's the spot to get them at.
now, but the last one note I want to make about this draft, the boss move of the draft, the Oakland Raiders.
Oh.
Juice. He moved up from, I want to say he was at like 16 or 17 or something like that. Moved up from, no, he was a little bit higher than that. But he moved up from, late teens to number 12 to take the Heisman winning quarterback.
Solid quarterback too.
Yeah. Desmond McLeod. He ended up being a 75 overall. He had stories about him throughout the whole regular season if you check the story tabs.
Yep.
And he ended up winning the Heisman, in the later weeks of the regular season.
And he was projected to go in the 2nd round.
No,
I thought he had the red 2 on him.
See, I didn't.
Could have been wrong.
Yeah, I didn't scout him, so I don't know.
him.
I scouted.
Okay.
You know I scouted.
I didn't scout, so I didn't know.
I scouted him.
But yeah, he ended up being superstar X Factor and all that stuff. It was awesome.
Did not know that.
Huge grab for the Raiders. The reason it was the boss move of the draft was because everybody was expecting that quarterback was going to fall to 14 where the Vikings was. And everybody knows that the Vikings is in desperate need of a quarterback. He jumped right in front of the Vikings and stole that quarterback.
That is
from
a
under.
boss move.
Yeah, that's a
boss move of the draft.
Yeah.
I love that. You know what, Raiders? You're good in my book.
Yeah, you all right with me.
Don't let the Vikings get shit.
I mean, that's and this is a newer guy in our league. Juice has only been with us for a couple of seasons now.
GM
Right.
power move.
Yeah,
That's
and
a
he's
power move.
been in some other leagues where he's kind of learned, but Madden 20 has kind of been his first year of Madden experience, and to make that kind of a
Make a
move
move
was
like
very
that.
impressive.
What'd he
in
give
your
up?
first couple of seasons? I believe he traded some later round pick, like he traded his 2nd, and then something for next year.
Okay.
So, yeah, so
All right. For a superstar X Factor, you can't beat it.
can't be.
And it's a quarterback, so
That's what I'm saying, man.
that's what you need.
So the NFC is clapping loudly for the Raiders for keeping the Vikings from getting a quarterback.
I know he was blown too.
He was
He
pissed.
probably-
I know he was blown. But fuck him.
Who did he pick?
I think he ended up settling for a different position. Like I don't even think he went quarterback after that.
He had to
was
scramble.
so pissed.
He had
Yeah.
to scramble.
Oh, I'd be hot, man. God, I'd be hot.
Oh man. Some other notes just from the offseason. Again, we replaced the Chiefs owner. The Fear has been replaced by Crave 000. So he'll be joining us tonight, actually.
Where we find him at?
He came from Gridiron.
Okay. What's
yeah.
he?
He is the Panthers in Gridiron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So using our sister league as a way to farm some new fresh blood into CGI, which is perfect. And then Cam Bam 83, or is it 83 or 93?
93.
93. Cam Bam 93 replaces Nebula as the Colts owner. So we have 2 new owners in the CGI, and we welcome them. Hopefully they're listening to their first episode of the Commissioner's Report, and hopefully they go back and listen to the other 2 episodes.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Get them listeners.
Get them listens up. Yeah.
So yeah, new season is underway. We will hopefully have more for you on this new season in an upcoming episode.
Soon to be.
It's exciting season for some of us. My O-line is so trash. I still need so much help on my O-line. And my D-line gets no rush. I got some work to do.
If I could just get a quarterback and a power running back, which I'm working on right now. And I'm pulling GM moves as we on the podcast.
You're Adam
right
Schefter-ing us right now. You're over there.
You know what I mean?
The phone's been out the whole time.
This is more like Jerry West. It's more like Jerry West.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? We just making moves. But I'm excited for the season, and I got one of my favorite safeties ever. Yes, he's on the decline, but somebody had Eric Berry at right side linebacker.
Yeah.
Oh, that's disrespectful. Who did that?
I want to say it was the Dolphins did it.
Hey,
I
you're
think
getting booted
did.
tonight, sir. It's over for you. You can't do that.
Why would you put him at a linebacker spot? So I moved him back to safety.
That's good. Where he belongs.
Where he belongs. I mean,
he was born to play safety.
He's slow as hell, but
what's his speed?
Like an 84, 85.
Okay.
But
that's probably why he did it, though.
Yeah,
he probably saw his speed dropped and moved him to linebacker.
All I need him to do, because outside of that, his attributes, he can still cover.
Right.
And he can hit. So that's all I need him for, is them passing downs and stuff like that, roaming the field.
I'm cool with it.
I was waiting to get my man Eric Berry. I was trying to get the Honey Badger, but your boy Cy, he stayed pump faking. I just don't like.
You know what? That's another thing too. Safeties in this league, it's hard to get them off anyone unless it's a free agent. You have to get safeties in free agency or draft one.
Yeah,
that's why I had to draft one.
Yeah. And I'm a guy, when it comes to like a safety, I give up the house. You know what I'm saying?
But nobody wants to give them up.
Yeah, I respect it.
It's a team out there that I've been hitting up for seasons now. They shall remain nameless. They've had he wasn't great to start, but he's only what season is this? 4th?
Yeah.
And he's only got his zone to a 79, and he's had him since he was like 22, 23 years old.
That's
crazy.
Don't hoard the players. If you know what I mean, get something for them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I'm sure that safety is so tired of looking at that big ketchup bottle in the stadium.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, let's step into the CGI. Let's step into the CGI Sports Den. This is our debut segment.
Let's go.
Our debut episode for this segment. Where we're gonna just dive a little bit into some of the outside sports world outside of Madden. Last night, news broke.
That was crazy.
That was
wildest. I'm so sorry as a Panthers fan for you. Solution.
I was crying, man.
Hey, that's like when Patrick Willis stepped away.
Yeah.
So it's almost just like the same thing. It's to me, Luke Kuechly, Cam is my man. I like Cam, but if I had to pick the face of that organization, who is the consummate pro, this, that, and the other, it would be Luke Kuechly.
A complete dog.
And he is an instant Hall of Famer. I don't care what anyone says. You go to the Pro Bowl 7 of your 8 seasons.
You're a Hall
and
of
like
Famer.
I said, I think he only missed that one. He didn't make it because he may have been hurt or something like that. He has over 1,000 tackles, 100 every year. Come on, man.
I think he was 5 or 6 time All-Pro.
All-Pro. That's,
dog. He's a dog.
They don't make guys like that.
He might have been the best linebacker in the league.
He didn't get a Defensive Player of the Year, did he?
I think he got it once.
I know he's been runner-up a few times for sure.
I think he got it in 2015, I want to say. Maybe.
It sucks to see Luke Kuechly leave,
mm-hmm.
but it's looking like it's about to become a trend.
For sure.
Guys are retiring early.
Absolutely.
I'm not mad at it.
Football is a dangerous sport. And with the way they bang heads, regardless, with the way that the sport, what it does to these young guys' body, you got to remember, these guys are like, when they retire, they're in their early 30s,
right.
mid-30s.
Right.
They're lucky if you're able to play longer.
They got a ton more life to live.
A whole life. Like, I'm literally on my way up here. Before I came up here, I was watching the Aaron Hernandez documentary. And
Hold
they
up.
showed,
that's out. Wow.
It's on Netflix.
Hey, Slim.
Wow.
It's on Netflix.
Oh,
and just
goodness.
understanding, like, what, and now I haven't even finished it, but dog, they showed a picture of the original brain and how Junior Seau's brain looked. Dog, that junk looked completely different from like what our brain would look like.
Yeah.
Like dog, like if I'm Luke Kuechly, I'm thinking the same thing. Andrew Luck, all of them. Like,
Yeah.
Jordan Reed should be
and
next.
the league don't care about you.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all
like,
about the money. It's all about the money. That's all they care about.
When you see how the league treats these players post,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, their career and stuff like that. Like,
They should have the best health care when they retire.
Oh,
Absolutely.
They give their
should,
lives
100%.
and their bodies to this sport for
absolutely, yo.
it's ridiculous because these owners, I don't want to get on my soapbox, but these owners really make me sick because they're just playing. This is a game to them. This
For
is like
sure.
my little side money here, you know, especially the billionaires. This is my little side
For
money
sure.
and this and that. I don't really care about the players. And these dudes, this is their life.
Yeah.
This is all they know.
And they're dying. Like they're
Exactly.
having. I couldn't imagine. I know what it's like to have a headache,
Right.
to have a migraine times 10.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And there's really no meds to cure that shit.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And when you watch the Aaron Hernandez documentary, it tells you how they don't want the players to do weed, but they feeding them other drugs
Yeah.
that's messing them up.
That messing
even
them
though
up.
that'll mess them up worse than what the weed does. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even think weed fucks you up for real. But the stuff that they were feeding them, like, dog, watch that Aaron Hernandez documentary because it's just crazy. Like, you could watch it and look like, yeah, it was just a matter of time.
Yeah.
It's funny how you say how they're feeding them other drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's, if you go on Bleacher Report, there's this guy. I never know how to pronounce his name, but his name is Master Tesfashian or something like that,
Mhm.
or Master Tez is his Twitter handle. TES, Master TES. He has a series where on Bleacher Report where he does interviews with players, and they kind of go into some deep dives about some of the background things of their days back in the day playing.
Mm-hmm.
And he did an interview with Santana Moss where the highlight of the interview was
Cowboy
talking about
My fault. I had to let it be known in case you didn't know.
In order to be a killer,
I was looking for a reaction from Wakanda.
No. In order to be a killer, you got to do it consistently. But go ahead, D. Make your point. Make your point.
He was telling a story about one time where he was hurt. Santana Moss, this is. He was hurt going into a big game against the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
And ironically, yeah.
Ironically. He knew that was coming.
Pre-production.
And Dan Snyder wanted to do anything he could to make him to get him to play that week.
Mm-hmm.
And he made him a concoction of Vicodin and oh god, I can't remember the alcoholic beverage, but it was Vicodin, alcohol, and some other pill, and that combination of that stuff made it to where his pain didn't hurt enough where he can play.
That's wild.
And like stuff like that is like, it's like scary that to think that that's the links that
right
players will go to put their bodies on the line on the field.
But you know what's so crazy? So Dan Snyder did that. But then the after effects. You know how like when you hear the commercial and they be like this medicine may cause
all this extra crazy shit. Yeah.
Santana Moss has to go through that. Like,
Yep.
what is Dan Snyder doing for Santana Moss
Nothing.
right now?
Gabe, I mean,
You know what I'm
Probably not.
saying?
he don't even work for.
Yeah, like
work for the Redskins.
that's crazy. Like when you look at you know what? Crazy thing. When I went to the Ravens game,
Mm-hmm.
the pricing in the Ravens Stadium compared to the pricing in FedEx Field, complete difference.
I'm
sure.
I'm
Now,
sure I believe it.
Ravens, a playoff team,
Mm-hmm.
prices, I mean, sweet. Redskins,
Yeah.
don't even get me started. You go in there, a soda is $15, no straw,
Yeah.
no cap, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
You go to the Ravens, you get. So I'm just like,
I believe it.
but it's just saying like.
Completely different stadium experiences.
Yeah.
Dan
100%.
Snyder, he don't care, like, you know what I'm saying. So it's one of those things where it's like I commend Luke Kuechly, I commended Patrick Willis when he did it. I commended Andrew Luck.
Chris Borland.
Your life, he's in the Aaron Hernandez
Yeah.
documentary.
Oh,
He's
is
on
he?
it.
Really?
Yep, he's on it.
Wow, I really
He
can't wait to
is
see
on
this.
it.
Yeah, I gotta see this joint.
He's on it. Like he's talking, like they all talk about that
Wow.
stuff because what they're trying to say is Aaron Hernandez, his brain was effed up on top of the other things that he was
Yeah,
in.
of course.
Yeah.
But that traumatic brain shit that he had, like they talk about how Belichick, like he didn't like Belichick. It's
Really?
like, yeah, like I'm telling you, it's a
I can't
it's a
wait
good
to watch this,
documentary.
man.
But it's one of those things where it's just like, again, I commend Luke Kuechly. Your life is more important than football because football is probably the only sport. I think boxing cares more about their athletes than football does.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Football's jacked up in general.
Yeah,
just
like they don't
from the
care
contracts
at all.
to the healthcare.
That shit is literally slave labor.
Pretty much. And the fact that's why a lot of people, the conversation people were having yesterday in the chat or the other day, I'm not going to let my kid play football, this, that, and the other. When I have kids, I wouldn't want my son, for example, I wouldn't want him to play football, but if that's what he wanted to do, I would support it. But I would try to steer him in other directions because unless you're the top of the top in the football world, you're not, what are you doing it for?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You want to be a bench player, so you're not going to really make as much money as you thought you would, plus you're going to have health issues and things of that nature.
Absolutely.
It's not worth it to me.
Because even in the practice, you're putting your body through trauma.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, just to stay in shape,
Mm-hmm.
when you get on that practice field, you still getting hit by these grown-ass men who are like 6'3", 6'4",
Right.
250, running into you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Trying to prove a point.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they want to make it on the football
Exactly.
field. Like, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like, football, I'm
It's-
a big shout out to Luke Kuechly, dog.
Yeah,
You a
I commend
dog,
him.
you retire on top, you can still take care of your family and know how to spend your money. And it's all about being smart with your money and stuff like that.
And he's
too,
better
so
than
you
Bobby
can
Wagner.
survive. Oh,
Better than
that's
Bobby Wagner.
whoa.
Listen,
Next topic. Next topic.
Bobby Wagner had a lot of help. That's all I'm saying. That's all
But
I'm
he a
saying.
dog now too, though. He don't have a lot of help on that defense now.
That's true. But
Yeah,
he might have more than what Luke had. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, when you're the only person on your defense, you're gonna make the most plays.
that's true.
Bobby Wagner was making an impact, and he had studs around him. And he still was like a prominent linebacker. So,
Good way to look at it.
you know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, that's just my opinion. But let's talk about the old legend.
Larry Fitzgerald is coming back.
He has to stop.
My whole thing is this is my thing with Larry Fitzgerald. He just really must not want to win. I think he just plays the game because he loves it.
He loves the game.
He loves the game, but he
Yeah.
knows
Constant professional.
goes in every
Yeah.
season. I can't train as hard as I can and know that I'm not going to win. Not even go to the playoffs.
Do you know how frustrating it is to see Larry Fitzgerald in the field and they don't throw the ball to him at all?
And he's running
Out there running
Like-
crisp ass routes.
Crisp ass route. Like he still has it. Like,
He's still, yeah.
But no, here's the thing. I'm all for Larry Fitzgerald coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Arizona, can y'all just do me a solid and just put me on a playoff team so I can have a shot? You understand what I'm saying?
nice.
He might
He don't want
he
that.
might not want that.
He
Though.
Yeah.
doesn't. He wants to retire
And
the
think
Arizona Cardinals.
and think about. I mean, he's been around football his whole life because his dad has been a media member
Yeah.
all of his life. So he's always, gone to the fields, and I think his dad is a Minnesota media member.
Yep.
Yeah. So
It's a funny
Spent
video
his-
when he gets into it with his dad. They're not being
oh no, I
serious.
saw that. Yeah.
That shit was funny.
Yeah.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, his dad was one of the people that asked a question
Mhm.
in a recent press conference.
Yeah.
And yeah, he kind of he went off on him, but it was joking.
Oh,
Like
okay,
everybody
gotcha.
around laughed.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's funny because it's his dad.
But make your point. Before I cut you off.
It's just he's grown up around the game all his life. He just might be one of those guys who's just like, I really don't know what I'm gonna do after the game, so I might as well just keep playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he would make a good analyst.
I think so
I
too.
mean,
For sure.
super smart guy. He
with
talks
Luke
very
Kuechly.
well.
I think Luke Kuechly could do the same thing. I
For
think
sure.
he could transition.
That's 100% happen.
For
He
sure.
could transition right into media with
For sure.
with no issues.
Yeah. Like when the Cardinals were a hot team, when they had
Dog.
Kurt Warner and Carson Palmer for those years, that stretch of years that
Mhm.
allowed, Larry to kind of become a national name.
Mm-hmm.
And Larry got more time on TV and
Mhm.
talking to the press and stuff like that. Larry talks super
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Dog,
He's
remember when they
doing
had
great on TV.
him and Anquan Bolton.
Huh.
Like that tandem isn't
And
talked
Steve
about
Breaston.
enough.
Everybody forgets about that
Yeah.
too.
People do
They had
forget
a
about Steve
trio.
Breaston. They
He
do
was a
forget about
sleeper.
Steve
Yeah.
Breaston, yo. But that's a trio that we don't talk about enough.
Yeah.
They were possession power receivers.
And that's what I said.
dog.
They don't even.
They were bullying people.
They don't have people like that. They don't keep those type of players together. They usually have one of those guys on
Yeah.
the team. You have one possession guy on the team or one big body. They were doing it like that with
to
three
sh-
guys like that.
And to show you the viciousness of football, remember when Anquan Bolton had that catch and he got sandwiched? His jaw
He
was
broke his
broken.
jaw.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Remember
He
that
broke
shit?
that joint.
Man,
And he
yeah.
tried to play
And
the
had that
next
joint
week.
wired up. Yep.
Yeah.
Wired that joint up and went to play.
Can you imagine your jaw being broken? You got to put a helmet over that.
and you breathing and you gotta the joints all nah.
I'm pretty sure you eat through a tube
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
when you get your jaw wired.
You get it
something
wired,
like
you
that.
gotta-
Yeah.
Listen, it's not any amount of millions you could pay. If my jaw's broken, coach, I'm out.
Slim, I'm gonna be at home. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
I'm
even
home.
make
I'm-
the trip. I'm
you know
going to
what I
be
mean?
at
Put
home.
me on IR, bruh.
And that shows you how much they really care about
Yeah,
you.
they don't give a shit.
But man, we got to win this game. I got to live.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And they know that the players are going to go along with it because they want to play.
Yep.
They're gonna. It doesn't matter. So
now I know we about to segue into the NFL conference championship predictions and things of that nature. How did y'all feel about the bowl game that was played on Monday?
Ooh, it was the National College Football Championship was this past Monday.
mm-hmm.
I watched it. I watched it pretty much all the way through, and it was exciting to see because, for one, you're watching the number 1 overall pick in this coming draft versus the number 1 overall pick projected in the next draft to follow.
Mm-hmm.
So that was exciting, and for the most part, they both showed out early. Trevor Lawrence kind of, the LSU defense got the best of him as the game went along, whereas Joe Burrow just kept doing what he did.
And now I'm not a big college football fan.
I'm not either. I'm not either.
You know what I mean? So do you think he's going to pan out, John? You think Burrow going to pan out?
I think he's good. I think he's really good, but you got to look at the situation he's going to go into.
He's about to get drafted by the Bengals.
So by him being on the Bengals, so quarterback is one hole they need to fill. They probably got about 8 other things they need to address.
It's going to be great for the city. He's going to bring – because he's already shown that he's like one of these lovable, like the city's going to rally around you kind of kids.
And he's from Ohio too.
Yeah, he's from Ohio.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, he's from Ohio. I think he's from Columbus or something like that. But
Okay.
But awesome that, he's going to go back to Ohio and bring life back to Bengals fans.
Gotcha.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Well, a little bit of
But
life.
you need to
they lifeless over that joint.
You'll need to be able to perform too.
For sure.
And
NFL a different ball game.
It is. And it's one of those things where it's so hard to tell in college because in college, especially at big programs like LSU, Clemson, Alabama, keep on naming them, you got all kinds of supreme talent around you.
The best of the best.
Exactly.
Y'all are recruiting the best of the best.
So I'm worried that he won't have, I don't know how this sounds, but equal talent to kind of level that off. He'll come into Cincinnati with, a rising number 1 receiver in Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
Maybe they can fix John Ross. I don't know.
He's finished.
Maybe they can fix him.
Outside of fly routes. That's all he can run.
Maybe AJ Green says, "Oh, you brought a new quarterback in that can throw further than the 20 yards that Andy Dalton can." Sure, I'll give it another shot.
May have to cut off
maybe
AJ Green's foot. He always having foot problems. So,
if I'm AJ Green, I need to change the scenery.
Yeah, most definitely.
Immediately. I need to change the scenery.
I was about to say, you want to come to Washington? We got room for you.
But y'all have receivers, though.
We do, but we don't have a receiver of his caliber as far as other than our number 1.
Well,
we need
we'll say this.
A vet.
If he comes to Washington, he's going to get injured again. For sure.
Wait a minute. We got a whole new staff. We got a whole, we doing things different, man.
Look, let's see.
We changed our training staff, man.
Listen, guys.
Things are going to change.
Some teams are just cursed.
I agree. I agree. It's a team that wears silver and blue. They're cursed too.
We are cursed. We are.
I'm glad you know
I'm not afraid to admit that. We're cursed.
I'm glad you know it.
And everything will be all fine and dandy once that transition happens. And you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say it on this podcast. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say it out loud.
I don't know.
Don't put that on wax.
I'm definitely not.
He got a lot of money, man. He may bring himself back.
Anyway.
You never know.
It was the national championship game was a good game. I think Joe Burrow solidified him being number 1 overall pick for sure.
I'm definitely going to be paying attention to Randy Moss's kid because I definitely didn't know his kid played on LSU.
Me neither.
When pay attention to him.
They said Randy Moss was there. I'm like, why is Randy Moss there? He didn't go to LSU.
I said the same thing. I was like, he never go to LSU.
I saw the shows earlier in that day.
Yeah,
and he was on. I forgot what show he was on. They were saying, his son. They was making picks and things.
Why
like
did they wait till national championship week for us to even know that?
No clue.
Or are we just bad college football fans?
Bad college football fans.
All right.
That may be a part of it.
And then, of course, there was just talent all over the field on both sides of the ball for both teams. So we're going to see a lot of first and second round picks from both of those schools and both of those teams that performed in that championship. The LSU's linebacker, he just declared for the draft today, actually.
Oh, really?
He's the guy that won the national championship MVP.
Whoa, okay.
Last name was Queen.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's going to be probably a top 10 pick.
Well, Panthers, you know what to do. If I don't know what pick they have, but
for sure.
So, yeah. So, national championship game was great and entertaining. NFL playoffs are coming to a close almost. We got NFL championship weekend, AFC and NFC championship. AFC championship is Chiefs, Titans. Who y'all got?
I like personally, I'm the old school type of player. I like Titans. I think the run game is good. I don't know if that's why I would like to see win. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it though.
Yeah,
Right. Mahomes, what they showed me,
firepower.
What they showed me last week, it was crazy. They were down 24-0.
24-0.
And he scored 24 in the second quarter by alone.
It was crazy. I've never seen anything like that.
Here's
So
the thing, though, the Ravens had the number one offense this week. This year.
Mm-hmm.
I went to that game.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that Titans defense in person.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They was busting heads.
Yes, they were.
All across the field, and Sammy Watkins is soft.
Well, we already
Tyreek
knew
Hill
that.
is a speed receiver.
Yeah.
Right.
He is not a possession receiver.
Most definitely. I'm with that.
Hardway, all those guys, they're finesse players.
Right.
Kansas City don't really have a solid run game that you can rely on. It's all on Mahomes.
Right.
They were comfortable with letting Lamar Jackson
Mhm.
run around and do what he do. But when Lamar Jackson was throwing the pass to them receivers, they was fucking them
Mhm.
up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
And
We'll
the
see.
Ravens receivers are similar, where a lot of it is just built on speed.
Speed,
And
yep.
Willie Snead is not fast anymore. He's
Not
like a
at
little
all.
slot possession
Yeah.
receiver.
small slot possession receiver. But the reason why I give the Ravens a pass is because that whole team is young.
Yeah,
You
sure.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Playoff time, that finesse shit that y'all was doing in the regular season.
Yeah, that shit don't work. Yeah.
And they was
Yeah.
prepared for, like, dog, I was just watching them, like, I was looking at that game like, they about to win this motherfucking game.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, it was hope.
Right.
But when Lamar had that scramble on 4th and 1,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and they pushed the line back, and he had to run around, it was like, yeah, y'all lost.
They didn't give up either of the fourth downs, the 4th and 1s in that
Pushed
game.
the line back
Yeah.
both times on 4th and 1.
Mhm.
Pushed them back.
They're built for championship success. That's how it's old school. A lot of people they want all the high flying, all that, run the ball good and play solid defense.
And where did their coach come from?
From New England.
Yeah, that's true.
The
course.
Belichick
That's
way.
true.
Of course they did.
The Belichick way.
I-
So he knows the moment.
I hate it so much because I'm y'all know I'm also a Texans
Right.
follower, and Mike Vrabel was on Bill O'Brien's staff as a defensive
he
assistant.
was.
I don't think he was a defensive coordinator. He was
Right.
defensive assistant to Romeo Cornell though, and
Where does Romeo Cornell come from?
from New England, of course, from the Belichick tree.
From the Belichick tree.
And
Part of
Yeah,
the
when-
tree, actually.
when Vrabel went to the Titans,
Mhm.
I was just like, no, I don't want to hate you because I like you a lot.
Right.
But I don't want to hate you because I hate the Titans. I hate the Titans. But what's funny about the Titans? This Titans team is not hateable.
I like that.
There are some Titans teams that
yeah.
I absolutely hated,
I
like
couldn't
Cortland
stand.
Finnegan teams.
Bruh,
and
I hate
those-
I want to
Cortland
punch
those
Cortland Finnegan.
entitled-
Hated Cortland Finnegan.
Yeah, some of those Titan teams were really entitled. This
Right.
Titans team is
Mhm.
not entitled.
All dogs.
They are just dogs who come with their lunch pail and are ready,
They ready
to
to
fucking
work.
fight.
All
That's it,
dogs.
man. They
Yeah.
ready to work. They're not doing all the extra. I hate all the
Yeah.
extra talking.
They don't do any of that.
Because when you
Right.
do all that extra celebrating, like your boy Kirk, you like that. You know that's going. Once you lose, that's going to be the first thing they say to you. You like that? You just don't do it. Just work.
And you know what I like? And this just brings it full circle when you keep working hard. Remember when Kevin Billiard signed his contract?
Yes.
Deion Sanders didn't know who he was. And at the beginning of the season,
Mm-hmm.
Kevin told Deion, you're going to find out who I am this year.
Yeah,
And he's in the AFC Championship.
Absolutely.
that's how you're
And
supposed to do it.
Listen, I'm with Solution. Chiefs, Andy Reid, better shape up.
Oh yeah,
Because this about to be a dog game.
it is.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, we say that.
Mm. Yeah,
And the Chiefs can roll out
But
50 points with the red
'cause
carpet.
Mahomes, he's just, I said in the chat,
Mm.
I was like, I'll take Lamar over Mahomes. I got to take that back.
He's
When you can score 24 in a playoff game, in a quarter, dog,
yeah.
yeah, you a beast.
I respect Andy Reid. I've always respected him, even though I hated when he was the Phillies
Yeah.
coach. But
Mhm.
You always just knew he was a good coach.
I knew he was a good coach.
Good
Great
leader
coach.
of men.
One
Great
thing
coach.
that he doesn't do, and they get caught up in that, a lot of these teams with the high flying offense, they just go away from the run.
Yeah.
And I think at some point it's going to come back, and it has in the past for him. It's going to come back and bite you in the butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be able to run the ball and make defenses play you honest, because I don't care if you got Joe Montana, Patrick Mahomes. If you're throwing the ball enough, if you're putting it in the air enough, there's just more chances for it to get picked off or something to happen.
That's why I think if they do get to the bowl
Mhm.
and they match up against the Niners, I think the Niners win that.
The Niners would be my
'Cause
pick. Yeah.
I think the Niners are winning the bowl.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think they're winning the
Well,
bowl.
we know your NFC Championship pick then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can put it. Listen, if the Packers win that shit, man, listen. Listen, I got them beating the dogs. Did you see what they did to the Packers when they played them this year?
They
They
destroyed the
destroyed
Packers.
them Bama's,
I
dog.
enjoyed that too.
Like, they
I
beat
enjoyed
the
it.
brakes off the Packers. And you saw that game when they were playing against the Vikings. Like, that D-line is tough. And
Yep.
ask Dave Cool. I told him at the beginning of the season when he was at Sam House, I was like, Niners going to make some noise this year. And I was, you do CGI? No, real life.
He said CGI? Nah,
Like,
real
no,
life.
real life. Like, you see what they doing? Like,
Yeah.
you can watch it. And Kyle Shanahan, dog, like,
Another one
he is
that we let get away.
solid, dog.
Yep.
Like, Mike fucking McCarthy.
Yep. Good luck.
That's who you signed?
Good luck not running the ball.
All these young offensive minds that are just sitting on the bench, just waiting for their shot. And you sound old ass Mike McCarthy.
That's your man. What is he? 60 something, right?
I don't give a fuck
Mm.
how old he is.
Mm.
Like, dog. Like,
I love it.
I want a young gun. Was y'all coach old too?
Yeah, he old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
Yeah.
even though he hasn't won a Super Bowl like McCarthy, but I don't want to take anything away from McCarthy, but he had.
I think the Redskins culture needed
Oh yeah.
or needs
Yeah.
a Ron Rivera type.
Yeah,
They need
yeah.
a disciplinarian because we've been our locker room has been too jokey,
Loosey-goosey.
slap each other on the butts too much.
Son,
So
it's,
Called because of Jay Gruden.
Man, I watched I know we pressed for time, but I watched the clip when Troy Aikman and Barry Switzer, because like they used to beef real hard and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And he told a story. It's culture. It's
Mhm.
how culture is, where Michael Irvin and the guys before practice, they came to practice hungover. So the guys was all over the field, and Troy Aikman got at Barry Switzer was like, "Man, you need to fix this. You need to fix this. Like, look at this. These are our stars."
right.
Like, what do you want me to do? Cut Michael Irvin? He was like, "No, don't cut Michael Irvin, but cut all the bums that's around him so you can set the example." So instead of him, you know what I'm saying, letting the practice go and running them into the ground, he's like, "All right, you guys look like y'all are not into it. We're going to call practice." And they said Troy Aikman flipped. And he was like, "See, this is what I'm talking about. Culture. Culture is very, very important.
It's extremely
Coaching
important.
Matters. I tell you, the best teams, I don't care. That Cleveland team on paper
Mhm.
should be in the playoffs right
Should
now.
be.
Yeah.
When you don't have a coach,
Yep.
it don't
Yeah,
matter.
it
It
don't.
does not
You
matter.
gotta have an
dog.
identity.
You got to have an identity
Yeah.
and somebody that can tell these grown men making millions of dollars,
Right.
Mhm.
it's not about you.
Right.
It's a team
It's a
game.
team.
Do you want to win ships? I know Jordan won six championships. I can't tell you how much money Jordan made in his career.
Right.
I don't know. I know
Yeah.
what his shoes make.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what Jordan made in '96. I know he won a ship though.
Right.
You know what
That's
I'm
all that
saying?
matters. That's the most important
That's what
thing.
it's about. It's about
That's
the
what you
ship.
do it for.
And if you win ships, you'll be able to make money all through your city.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They
They'll
don't
put,
factor that in.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's culture. That's the thing. Redskins, I do feel like Ron Rivera will be a good culture change. But the players got to look in the mirror and be like, yo, I want to follow this man in the, you know what I'm saying, in the battle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So with these games coming up, I think the Packers are about to get waxed. I think they about to get the shit beat out of them. I
hope
really,
so.
really do.
I hope so.
Ain't no hope. They about to get the shit beat out of them.
I'm
in
here
San
for it.
Francisco.
I
My
love-
ideal Super Bowl would be Titans,
And that would
Niners.
be a perfect Super Bowl.
I would love it. And
A
the score could be 13.
Because I don't have
9.
Patrick Mahomes running through them.
Yeah, he's not.
That defense, man, when you got a solid defense like that, veterans and young players,
Mhm.
they
got
have
a nice
vets
mix.
and young players.
That's the
on that
perfect
team.
mix.
And
Yeah.
Sherman's been to a Super Bowl before. He
Mhm.
can rally the locker room and let, listen, in this moment, this is what we got to do. Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm surprised at him, but but again, a Shanahan offense.
Yeah.
His offense is potent,
Yeah.
dog. They are potent.
Shanahan's always, or the Shanahans have always been plug and play.
Exactly.
Now, there are times where it doesn't work out.
Right.
There are times where you plug and play John Beck and Rex Grossman,
Yeah.
and it doesn't work out.
Freaking Rex Grossman.
Mm-mm.
I forgot about
But
that.
luckily, Jimmy Garoppolo is way better than they'll
Right.
ever
Both
be.
of them.
Exactly.
Both of them.
Combined.
And the fact that they have John Lynch as their GM,
Mhm.
John Lynch was a dog. So he know a dog when he
Like,
sees
he's a dog know a
dogs.
dog
He
when he
knows
see
a
him, yeah.
dog. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they just, I hate that they're going to win because my homeboys, my brothers from another mother, Cody, Larry, and them, they are huge San Fran fans.
Yeah, we got a couple of San Fran.
You know, Train's a
Fans,
San,
yeah,
Train's a
Train,
San Fran.
mhm.
That's my guy.
Yeah,
But he don't talk shit the way they talk shit.
Right.
So they are
yeah, we don't
waiting.
really hear too much shit talking from
No,
them. So
but-
that's a
Yeah.
good thing. They're
I don't
humble,
hear
humble
any-
Niners fans.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All the
But-
49er fans I come across are humble.
No.
Well, that's because they got the Dallas Niners
Yeah,
rivalry thing.
Absolutely.
So,
That's a
So-
rivalry?
why.
Yeah.
Well, it used
Yeah,
to
hell
be
yeah. It's just-
in their heyday.
It's still.
You're talking like 20 plus years ago. Oh, okay. True. Got you.
This guy
All right,
say
so
shit
that
on
brings the
Dallas.
end of the episode.
But
no, fellas, it was, it's going to be a fun NFL conference championship weekend, I think.
Titans, let's go.
Titans,
and we didn't mention
I hate
Derrick.
the Titans.
We didn't mention Derrick Henry once.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Derrick Henry.
He's putting that team on his back. I don't even know if Tannehill even plays on that team.
Oh my God.
They don't really need him to do much though. Hand the ball off.
You don't.
He had 83 passing yards.
Yeah,
They don't need it.
It sounds like CGI. just run the ball as much as you can. Pass when you have to. You'll win.
Only difference is ain't no jukebox with Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
No
you only run
jukebox.
straight.
Ain't no stiff arm either.
No.
North and south.
Running through you.
What's the trucking one? Bulldozer? He might have that
Bulldozer,
on.
I'm sure.
He's the
For sure.
bulldozer.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. Next episode, I'm hoping we can get in here for a mid-season episode. That'd be great.
We will.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely will.
Yeah.
We can make it happen.
Mid-season episode should be our next episode up, and that'll be a full volume 4, not a 3.5 like we did today.
We got it. We got it.
You can follow us, CGI Madden League, on Twitter at CGI Madden League. That's where you can see all the updates. Sometimes we post some streams up there. We'll post any articles that we have up there. So yeah, follow us on Twitter at CGI Madden League. You can also follow us on YouTube at Clutch Gene League on YouTube. That's where you can see our podcast up there uploaded, and hopefully we'll have some content up there one day in the near future. And then of course we are on Podbean, and we thank Podbean for being our podcast hosting site. Clutch Gene Intel on podbean.com. Lastly, we are also on mymadden.com. Mymadden.com is our stats hosting website.
We need some sponsors, don't we?
Right. No,
we plugging a lot of people.
Oh.
I need the bread.
I need to check, man.
mymadden.com is our stats hosting website, so you can check out our league stats and standings on mymadden.com/LG/CGI.
Let's get it.
Gentlemen, it was a great episode.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank y'all for joining me. This was the Commissioner's Report, a CGI Madden League podcast.
Let's get it.
Be easy, everybody.
All right, y'all.